1 second. My recording stopped. Oh,
Uh-oh.
my internet stopped out for just a second.
It seems like it's back now on Twitch.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. We're back, everyone.
Hi.
If we were gone, we're back.
We cut out for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's dead now. Whoops.
It was crazy.
The stone soup was poisoned.
Stone soup had actual stones in it. I ate them.
Let's see. Also everyone hydrate.
Oh.
Oh, my arm. What kind of soup? Sorry, I'm reading the chat as well. I think we settled on 1 carrot bisque and 1 leek and onion.
Yes.
Leek and onion for the sad guy.
Yeah. And then I was like, oh yeah, that's old Berrigan. Used to be captain of the guard, very proud, very reliable wolf over there. But once old Chester Princeton, newcomer in town, was appointed commander of the guard, he dismantled the town guard and replaced them with his own privateers. Now they're the ones that protect the town. If you ask me, old Berrigan, not a fan, not very happy with being shuffled over to this new group, to the privateers. He really liked things the way they are. I'd say you have more luck bringing him an ale than a soup, but coming right up. He goes to the back, produces both bowls of soup for you.
Warm soup is cure for everything.
You starting a tab, or you want to pay as you go? He's like,
yeah. Whichever one works best for you.
Gotcha. And he just scribbles down something. He's like, that'll be 1 value for the two soups. I'll just keep your tab going. We'll settle up when you're done for the night. You folks not looking for a room or anything, are you?
Are we? I don't know. Lily, are we? I think we.
What you got?
Well, we've got the common room, of course, like most inns do. Just 1 big room with we have bunked beds. Not many other taverns and inns can brag the same, but pretty fun times if you ask me. A night in the common room will cost you each 1 value apiece. Private rooms will be a little steeper, 2 and up, depending on what you're looking for.
I'd have to talk to the others, but that common room sounds pretty good.
Yeah, take your time, enjoy your soups,
Yeah.
Let me know if I can get you anything else. And again, it's such a fantastic hammer. Pleasure.
Thank you. I like yours too.
Thank you so much.
I might ask about what problems it solves, because mine solves broken.
Well, I'll just say if that sad wolf turns into a mad wolf, we may have a problem.
Okay.
What are Rain and River up to while this is going down?
So Rain, when Stick walked in, Rain walked in as well and made a beeline over for Mr. Sad Wolf.
Right.
Still puffball mode, super fluffed up, kind of casting glances towards the Marquis constables every now and then.
Yep.
Just sort of plops down across from Sad Wolf.
The Doctor Who episode.
I want to go with Rain and kind of position myself so I'm a little behind Rain and kind of blocking the view of the other constables from seeing Rain as much, and approach this sad wolf as well, the sad boy TM. Just say
you both settle in. He kind of looks up, kind of opens his eyes. Maybe there was a slight snore coming from him as you approached. He's kind of leaned back in his chair. You weren't sure if he was dead or sleeping. And then he's like, whoa. Sees both of you. He's like, wow, who might you two be?
Well,
more people coming up from Savannah's blessing, here to open up let me guess, an axe throwing shop or
Oh, that's a good idea. River, write
Ar-
that down. Write that down.
Writing it down. Writing it down.
artisanal
Sounds good.
sandwich joint that
Oh,
makes
another good.
Oh, that's good too.
something else.
We could get on this.
Drive
Yeah, keep
out
them
the
coming. Keep them coming.
Keep
good
going.
people of
Keep going.
Hollowstone. A
Funny
fish
business
that catches
venture here.
itself.
Oh.
Ooh, interesting.
Yes.
I know
Just
Stick
says-
could do that. I know Stick could get that going.
Excellent. No, okay, yeah, no. So yeah, he's like, who are you two? What do you want? There's nothing to see
Well,
here.
I just noticed your rank, and as someone who was also who also served, I thought I would introduce myself and feel like, if you're gonna drown yourself, you might as well do it with some company.
Always makes it better. Truly.
He starts to say, he really would prefer his solitude right now, but it sounds like you may be trying to persuade him
Yes.
of a sits down. So yeah, one of you can go ahead and roll with charm, and we'll see. what happens.
Jules, do you want to roll?
I have some charm, so I would love to.
River the
Awesome.
envoy.
I do be having charm, believe it or not.
Yeah, that's like your thing.
Yes, my big +1 is really gonna do
It's-
it. Let's see.
It's gonna
Yeah,
help
it
more
is.
than my +0.
Okay. I mean, I got a 9, so
Ooh.
that's a number. Yeah. So mixed success.
Okay. So yeah, he looks unsure. He's like, I'm really not one for company, especially not tonight, but I do seem to be running empty, pointing at the glasses. Like maybe a friendly pitcher or two would open up a few chairs here.
Well, Rain, we could always provide a round.
I mean, yeah, that'd be fun. And I
that's-
know a couple drinking games.
It's a hospitable thing to do. Yes. Oh, I love games. Very
Can
good.
this be when Stick comes up with a big
Mhm.
bowl of soup?
You come up with the soup, and immediately Berrigan just like a big sniff in the air, right? Like that Cookie Crisp wolf. And
That's
it's
all
like,
I'm picturing now.
It's like, is that the carrot bisque?
Yeah.
Oh, it's like Benny's carrot bisque is legendary. I
Oh.
was just thinking about getting a bowl myself.
The carrot is for you and the leek is for me. As she like switches around where she put them on the yeah.
Oh,
Like I meant for that, yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
absolutely. No, that's totally good. Yeah. You switched it over. It's like, please, my friend, have a seat. And then Rain and River looks up and she's like, about those drinks though.
See, the carrot bisque and now drinks. Plenty hospitality here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna head over to the bar.
Yeah.
Get him something to drink.
We'll just say, Benny, it just adds that to your groups tab.
Come back with a pitcher.
Yeah, you return. Are all of you just kind of sitting around his table at this point? Is anyone just wandering the tavern?
Rain
Yeah,
is
that's
definitely looking around, but is gonna stay at the table with
Okay.
Sad Boy.
I feel like Lily's the one that is ferrying the drinks back and forth from the bar because I like swapping stories. So I feel like there's a little bit of that going on.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay. So yeah, as y'all get settled in and, whatever, Berrigan just... So, what do a lot of you even want to be hanging with old sad sack like me?
Means-
But
Like I said, I've noticed that, you had some rank and feel like you're a bit of a kindred spirit.
He looks at the stripes on his arm right here. He's like, "This is a joke."
Oh yeah? Tell me about it.
Well, this whole town clearing, this whole clearing, is headed to the bottom of the lake, if you ask me.
Is
Started
that why you're
with-
not with the friends over there?
I wouldn't call those friends. I'd call them interlopers.
Oh, how so?
Well, you're in for a yarn, he says. We'll paraphrase and say old Benny just spins a long tale of the last few years here in Hollowstone, maybe 2, 3, I don't know. We time is ambiguous in Midwater. So over the last period of time, merchants and what's the other word I'm looking for? Traders and artisanal people, from Wellbury and Savannah's Blessing specifically, have been coming up to Hollowstone and making, settling down, opening shops, starting to, fishing ventures, work in the mines, things like that. But it was a very aggressive, right? Like one day there's like a few, there's like a trickle, and then all of a sudden they were everywhere, to the point where local establishments and businesses were beginning to get pushed out in favor of these new ones, started by denizens of the Marquise. And mind you, this was still when Hollowstone was, it still considers itself an independent clearing, but it's obvious from anyone that can look at it that it is very much under Marquise control and everything but name, right? He says, and that's when it started getting worse. It started with the commander of the guard, this noble, calls himself Chester Princeton from somewhere far off, came in with his privateers and was named captain or commander of the guard. And if you ask me, a lot of coin changed hands for that to happen. I don't believe it was on the up and up, but I can't. But don't go saying old Berrigan said anything like that. I can't prove a thing, but my snout
My
itches.
beak is sealed.
It's like my snout itches when I think about it, and that's how I know something's up. Pretty soon, other members of the council, the master of trade, the dock master, all were replaced, and those titles were granted to other people coming up, other denizens from the Marquise. There isn't a single venture in Hollowstone now where they don't have a hand in. And now with this ridiculous contest, I don't know what else to call it, that the master of trade has set up, it's tearing what's left of the real denizens of Hollowstone against each other.
Contest?
Well, y'all may know, Hollowstone is known for our old mine, our old iron mine.
Indeed.
Quarries of rocks. I looked it up. Well, for some reason or another, the Marquise is requesting a huge increase in the output of the mine, more than the mine itself can probably handle. I'm no rock engineer, so I couldn't tell you the ins and outs of it all. But the master of trade proposed that if the miners were able to come up with let me backtrack. We'll go back to paraphrasing. I can't keep up old Berrigan's voice. It's dumb. I have to think of a better one. He explains that the Marquise is asking for a ridiculous quota from the mine and are threatening to cut them off, to like break ties with the mine and stop buying from them if they're unable to provide. Right. There's the local miners and tinkers guild It's who owns and operates the mine. It's a collective of denizens here in Hollowstone. Right? They're just workers, regular denizens here for Hollowstone. And that's their bread and butter. And this, Berrigan tells you, has piqued the interest of the Riverfolk Company, a newer organization or here in the group here in the woodland, comprised mostly of like otters, waterfowl, and the such river water type critters and denizens. They're just a big, well, as the name implies, a company of traders. They try to set up outposts and little spots wherever they can to sell goods, buy goods. Sometimes known to employ mercenaries, little things like that. They're just like a full-blown faction of like trading company. Now, the Riverfolk Company, he says in their leader here, Commodore Andy, an otter. They're talking a big game and saying that they can provide everything the Marquis is looking for and more. And so now our ridiculous master of trade is saying whichever group comes up with the goods first has exclusive rights trading with the Marquis. And he means exclusive, not just for iron, but for everything.
Delightful.
Like,
And you need the Marquis?
Me personally?
The town.
I'd be. Now, leans in closely, right?
Mm-hmm.
A little eyed from all the ales. He's like, personally, I can't stand them. I can't stand what they've done to my clearing, my home. I want them gone, but they're so entrenched in Hollowstone now. I don't know how that would even come about. But
I take the moment to ask, and the people who are forced out of the jobs, what happened to them?
Well, some have gone to work for these Marquis organizations now. Some are. He looks at Benny specifically at the bar. It's like some are tending bar and inns that they used to own. Others, many members of my guard, they've left for other clearings, taking jobs in Hayfield or making their way to Anuras Crossing to see if they can start a new life there. You didn't hear this from me, but some of them here have even joined up with the Woodland Alliance, saying they're just fed up with the Marquis, the Aries, all of it. Dangerous folk, Woodland Alliance. Not something old Berrigan would do, but we don't judge choices here.
Interesting.
What would happen if the Marquis were not involved? Do you think anyone would come back?
Well, that would be my biggest hope. I believe in the people of Hollowstone, and I do think they would. I think we would. Yeah, it's like staring off into the distance. I'm like, yeah, they'd come back. He's wasted, and he just falls face first.
Yeah.
Snoring. Not really. He's still awake. But that's just his take. He gives you the skinny on the situation. Anyone else? Questions for Benny, for Berrigan? Anyone go up and punch one of the constables?
I think that Rain motions over to Lily and then to Berrigan and gets up to go talk to Berrigan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I want to speak to him.
Okay. Awkward spot, but let's go ahead and break here real quick, and we'll resume the conversation with old Benny, Berrigan, etc. Thank you, everybody, for hanging with us through small technical difficulties and big character choices. We'll be out for a quick 10. We'll say, is that right?
Yeah.
Sure.
We'll be back. Please,
Sweet.
please be here when we return. We'd appreciate it.
We love it.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, hello, and welcome back, everyone, to a Fistful of Value, a very poor attempt at a Clint Eastwood reference that I made when I was naming this stream. Here we are, all of us,
Love it.
and you ready to continue our adventure in the clearing of Hollowstone, in the woodland of Midwater, in the world of Root. You know, I don't know, the planet doesn't have a name.
Maybe
it's
the
not
planet.
it's not in the book, so.
Maybe
It's
it's
all
just
on a
named
singular
Magpie
route.
Games.
Mhm.
Oh,
The
that's
world
true.
of Magpie.
I like to think that it's just like one giant world where every woodland that's out there is just like somewhere on it, you know,
Yeah.
That's what I think too.
somewhere
It's just like
across the,
everything.
yeah, somewhere across the endless lake, right? There's a whole other woodland with its own set of problems. Anyway, we have problems too. Here we are in Hollowstone, trying to just, you know, sell some wares, have a good time, strike up conversation, and we find ourselves smack dab in the middle of, not even in the middle of, we've hearing about this rough conflict between the local mining guild and the Riverfolk company, which is trying to muscle in on the livelihood of Hollowstone. Perhaps the very soul of this clearing is at stake here. It's not. That's going too far. I went too far. I apologize. But yes, we've been striking up conversation with Captain Berrigan, formerly captain of the guard here in Hollowstone, currently Captain Constable or Chief Constable under the employ of Princeton's privateers, Constables for Hire, who are now the, you know, they're the law around here now, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But I believe one of our denizens has also been striking up conversation with Benny Blanco, the Badger bartender. Wow, that is so much alliteration. I didn't even mean it.
Unless you did.
It's like subconsciously I did. I can't help myself, I think is what it is.
Good.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, Lily, you've been chatting up our Badger bartender on and off here throughout the evening. What's going on there?
One of the biggest things that I want to know is, so what's the story with the hammer?
Oh, that was, well, you know, that was my mom's. Rhonda Badger Blanco, actually, no, that's the family name. She crafted that herself. You know, mom was always more of a smith, a crafter, an artisan. Really worked with her hands. It was it was dad that ran the inn, her smith shop, smithery, armory. Was out back. It's a covered patio now. We do open mics on the weekend. But no, she was great with a hammer and anvil. She could make almost anything out of metal, out of the iron from our forge or our mine, right? He's a big sigh he lets out, you know, big one for a badger. I don't know what that means, but you know, badgers famous for their size. Anyway, he's a bit, you know, that was back before everything, you know. All the iron started going to the workshops down south, and so did all the work. No one needed smithing from her if they could get it cheaper from Wellbury, you know. So
That's just a sad life. And then I leaned in and I was like, but tell me, is it because of them? And I kind of gesture over to the privateers and the three at the table.
You just get like a knowing look, like a, what do you think? You know. So another soup?
Yeah, another soup.
He serves up like a flight, right? There's like a little wooden board. with little grooves that are just like the right size for these four multicolored. It's like blue, red, green, yellow. Tiny bowls about this big, soup bowls, each one with a different one. The three he'd mentioned before, the stone soup, which it has like there's like a little pebble in there, and then just like this kind of soft yellow broth. There's some just like a few tips of like a green onion, not too much. There's like some spices and aromatics floating around in there. And there's like a few peas, maybe another couple little like a half a radish, like that. Then there's the carrot bisque we mentioned before, the onion and leek as well. But there's also a fourth, like mystery soup. It's just like a deep red, thick soup. Like there's no bits in it, But yeah, pretty thick consistency to it. There is a garnish in the middle, just like a couple of leaves or something, and like just two very like tiny little edible flowers in there as well.
And what's this?
Oh, yeah, that is that's something for you. Keep it in. It is our it is a beet bisque that we have as well. Personal favorite of mine, Benny says.
Sounds good. Try it.
I mean, and yeah, true to his word, it's great. It has this, it's like this perfect consistency and this very like earthy, taste to it. It's well seasoned. You get the hints of all your staples, your onion, your garlic, your salt, your pepper. But there's a couple in there too that you can't quite define, but it's just like it just comes together perfectly.
See also.
Really love that for Lily.
Mm-hmm.
I love her getting specialty soup.
We're just talking about soup.
So good for them.
That's all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What are the other constables doing right now?
They're like playing like a game with dice. There are coins on the table. Each one, taking a turn rolling. And you can see that they're all putting a bet in. A roll happens, and some cheer, some don't. That the usual kind of thing.
Are there any normal civilians beyond the constables?
Yeah, there are a couple of tables here as well. One is two miners you would wager from the getup. They've got overalls, they've got the hat with the little lamp in there. It's just like a little circular bit that has a tiny candle in there, right? They're unlit currently, but they're also like sitting on the table there. One gopher, another fox. Both have their fur slightly dusty colored, from working in the mines. They're just enjoying what look to be grilled cheese sandwiches and also ales and whatnot. Just talking shop. One of them, a pickaxe, stood up against the table and everything. Bringing work home. Sometimes you got to do it to meet your quotas. Make that spreadsheet.
Yeah.
Another table is like it looks like a family. There's like two parents. We'll say these are rabbits, and four children, and they definitely look like travelers, right? They're not quite comfortable in their surroundings. There's a couple of packs. The kids are well behaved, though, right? They're not running around or anything. They're all just there enjoying a meal. You can overhear some of their conversation. And they're like, "Well, kids, better get a full night's sleep. We're gonna be moving on tomorrow." Blah 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 blah. That kind of stuff. So yeah. There's just some others around.
All right. Rain's gonna go over to the miners. So, how's the competition treating you?
Give me one moment. Oh, yeah, that's good. They both look up. Kind of size you up a bit, and I would. What would you? Some a stranger know about that?
I've just been talking to a couple folks. You know, got a little bit of know-how on the situation. Got a little bit of, I guess, a want to help.
They kind of lean. One of them leans over and sees the table with Berrigan and River and Slick. It's like, oh, talking to some people, huh? Well, if it's the denizen we're thinking of, then yeah, of course you know everything that's going on in this town by now. You will pull up a seat, stranger. Name's Slim. This is the Gopher. This is my business associate Riker. We both foremen down at the old mine. 4 people, 4 denizens. The ship leads. You know. So yeah, competition. Slim. It says he's like kind of starts to roll a little cigarette, hand rolled one there. It's I don't know, oak leaves or something. I don't know what it is. Animals. Well, we don't really know you, so I no right to say one way or the other, but honestly, it is very stressful. We're working longer shifts. Boss has got me on 2 a days. Some of the miners down there, I don't think they've left for days. Some of them sleeping on site on the benches in the locker room. I don't know if they have a locker room. He's trying to make this quota. I'm not as dedicated as some of the others, but I'm still in there day in, day out. So is Riker here. For a fox, somehow Riker has just like a really nice beard, sitting backwards in his chair, kind of thing. But he's like, yeah, they're just tiring us out, exhausting us, trying to meet these kind of gestures his head over there towards the constables' ridiculous demands. Just march in and think they own our town now.
And your supervisor, I assume that they aren't part of your town, at least not originally.
Well, no, they are. We're really the only holdout left here in Hollowstone that doesn't have some Marquise interlopers running the place.
You think that's why they're trying to get some business elsewhere?
It's like a light bulb went off in Slim's head. And he's like, I always thought it was on account of the war effort, but oh man, they're just like, both of them just kind of like bow their heads, like they're just paying their respects to like someone who's passed. Just like like the sadness in them. Like, well, I just never thought about it that way.
Friend, I can tell you the war's not the cause. I mean, the Aerie dynasty, they do a lot of things, but they take care of their people.
They must like kind of stiffen up, but they don't really say anything though.
I'm not advocating for them. I know the harm they've caused, but I mean, there's a difference between wanting things for a war effort and just wanting them to be controlled by you. mean, it's your home. I feel like you should get the say.
You're right. We should. But, and they're both, still a little dejected feeling, but, feeling better. It's like, I don't know what to do about it. Do I just put more hours in at the mine and hope we meet their need, we meet this quota?
I mean, that's not what I would suggest, but I'm not in your shoes, I'm not in your situation, and I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I know better than you do.
As you're chatting, Riker kind of speaks up for the first time, right? He says, and says to him, what about that idea we had? He's like, forget it. That's just, we were just talking.
Idea?
Well, Slim says, kind of embarrassed, he's like, well, a few of us got together and thought, maybe what if we could beat the Marquis at their own game, right? Come up with some contraption or machination or something that would make the mining go faster, or do some of the work for us, or swing its own pickaxe, so to speak. Maybe that'll give us the edge we need to do the impossible here.
I have just the people to talk to. Hey, River, Stick, come over here.
I'm going on over. Stick in tow. We are heading over.
Berrigan stands up as well to follow you all over. He's like, oh, guess we're moving the group. And starts to
oh.
Yeah.
You can feel free to join us if you really would like.
Mm-hmm. He comes up, he's like, well, let's just push some tables together, and just starts making a lot of noise, and just that, the constables kind of start looking over, thinking, what is going on over here?
Raven again. Rain just fluffs up feathers, trying their best not to be recognized.
Chairs are just scraping against the floor, he's finally, and they're round also, so lining them up isn't great to begin with. Kind of ends up at a diagonal, just moving stools. It just plops down kind of in the middle of everybody.
Wow, that looks great. Do we want to get Lily over here as well? Just, we're all here.
And Rain will sort of motion Lily over.
So
I see that.
All I heard was idea.
Yes, these lovely people had some very interesting ideas. At this point, we've all been informed about the competition, about the unfairness of it, about how the Marquis are maybe trying to get the last holdout. And they had an idea that could perhaps pull off the impossible. Something that would make mining go faster. Something that could potentially take a little bit of the animal error out of it. Stick, what do you think?
Animal error.
I think I've also been working on that.
Their eyes light up, right?
They mentioned doing too much work, so I've been doodling with springs, and if you take a lever mechanism and get the pickaxe in it, and then spring powered.
You've already kind of gone above their heads.
Oh, Stick is lost everything. Just continuing.
Yeah.
They kind of produce for you a really crude drawing. It just says blueprint at the top, and it's like a drawing of a pickaxe and a rock. You see the rock and then the axe, and there's just a little arrow pointing at the axe, and it just swings itself.
Ooh, we can work with this one, Stick. But yours looks very detailed.
That is what I was saying. You take the spring and the lever mechanism, and it makes it go woo 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 woo.
Yeah, and you don't have the force. It's more mechanical than animal.
Riker is looking down at his paper. And looking at Slim, he's like, should I draw a spring and lever mechanism?
No, it's all right. It's all right. She'll handle the technical stuff.
Stick produces like a sketch that she's been working on. Like
This is
it has like a soup stain on it already.
Yes.
Absolutely, it does.
And River, you know about sort of the company, how they operate. Do you think you could do anything that could maybe stall them? Any politics or bureaucracy you can wrap them up in?
Absolutely. I'm sure once you get them talking, they just honk. It just goes on forever. So yeah, that I'm sure we could create some kind of distraction to get this automated a little more. I know Stick can have that done in no time.
And
Stick is setting up a little diagram with her little hammer and like setting it on the table so that it goes like wee to
Look
like
at that. I mean,
illustrate
already
how
got
it
a
works.
prototype.
Rain, in the middle of planning, gets very distracted and just sort of starts watching the hammer go back and forth.
Like,
But and see if the constables are like seeing what we're talking about, considering there's like 6 of us with these, or 7 of us with these big circle tables being like, we're making a plan to stop this competition or, stop the way it's intended to be. Take a little peek.
Yeah, little peeky peek.
Okay.
Peeky peek.
So yeah, y'all thoroughly impressed these 2 miners with your plans. They ask, Slim asks, so you staying here at the inn?
I think we are.
And
Oh yeah, we forgot to ask you guys about that. Yeah.
They have a common room with bunk beds. I think it'd be nice.
The bunk
Oh,
beds
that
are
brings
nice.
me back when I was just a squire. A little rook.
Absolutely.
Those were the days.
I will be
I bet
checking the
they were.
stability before any of you are allowed to touch them.
Of course. And
Okay.
so, if you need an extra set of hands, I could always help you out. I don't know how long I'll be able to go for, but, I got some experience, got some muscle built up, and...
You don't hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Give me, sorry. Okay, sorry. I think my mic was working, but can you hit me?
Hi.
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear
Yes.
you. Can you hear us?
I can now, yes.
Awesome.
Cool.
Sorry.
Gotta love
I-
technical difficulties. They're stable. I always have so many.
Technical difficulties is my middle name.
Yep. They called me TD in high school for technical difficulty.
No, yeah, my thing's been weird all day. So I probably missed I think a last 30-second minute or so there.
Yeah, basically, we agree that the staying at the common room sounds good. Rain offered to help in any way that they can, and I think that was about it.
Got it.
Yeah, like
Sorry.
with mining or anything, if they
Mhm.
need an extra set of hands.
And Lily also is obviously on board, being
Got
the
it.
strongest of the.
Yeah, they nod enthusiastically. I mean, we're always happy to take another hand. Yeah, if you just want to come down in the morning, first shift will be there. But they're really more just really enthused about what Stick has going on, and they're like, and please, bring your friend. We really think the heads of the guild would be real interested in this. They kind of laughed at us before, but I think this is more of a real idea than what we had.
Stick
Just kind
is
of nodding at each other.
perfecting the prototype, and things are
already made.
flying there's like little bits of like wood just going everywhere because she doesn't have time to throw it away. She just throws it while she's doing other stuff.
Rain is definitely collecting all of the little wood shavings and just sticking them in their backpack.
Yeah, okay. Go for it.
Can't have too much wood shavings.
Mm-hmm.
You never know when you'll need a snack.
True.
I turn to the miners. I say, so is there like there's like a forge down there, right?
No, they say. We don't do anything with the ore after we mine it.
Oh.
We've just got we got like something of a workshop where we repair our tools and such when they're broken. It's also where we cook up some of the explosives we use. We let Morty take care. No, that's not it. Craig the mouse. He's their demolitionist. We let Craig take care of most of that. We steer clear there. He's not always on his A game.
Just raw iron ore. Interesting.
And we just ship it down to Wellbury or Savannah's Blessing or whoever the bosses are selling it to.
Yeah, very sellable.
I glance over to Benny and I just say, I might have a solution. I'll work on it.
Benny's sort of like, okay.
If you need somebody who can sell it, River's real good at selling things. He's really good at talking to people.
I had a lot of ale tonight, though.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely need to rest, but for sure, could get it done. Could get some other trade happening here with this.
Riker's like, gee, I just I just swing an axe. I don't really know much about that part. You'd have to talk to like points like talk to the upstairs about that.
Always talking to the upstairs, isn't it?
I just hit rocks all day.
I mean, we'll have to talk to them anyway with Stick and her brilliant invention.
It really is. It's fantastic.
So were we going to stay here for the night, Lily?
What I heard.
I don't see why not.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
Yeah, the miners take their leave. We gotta be back at it in the morning, etc., etc. Somewhere in your conversation, the three constables have stumbled out as well. The rabbit family has kind of come upstairs. You heard, the parents are like, "Hey, come on, kids, we're headed to the common room." And the kids are like, "Yay!" like rabbits
Yay.
do. And they head up. So it's really just y'all. They left at this point, and Benny, and he, sets you up with the common room and everything. Gives you the whole rundown. Bunk beds. Everyone gets a little footlocker for any belongings or anything, but the Tuscan Talon is not responsible for any lost or damaged goods, etc. Right? But just as he's going through all of that, the door to the Tuscan Talon opens up. Just like a kind of long, just prolonged creak, and this sort of hunched figure with a hood over their head, just kind of an old black beak sticking out, and black feathered hands, from the sleeves, just kind of holding a basket of blue flowers that have been just carefully laid out and wrapped in a little bit of accompanying stuff, etc. Little greens and things that they put along with them. And this bird person comes in and is just like, doesn't really see anyone, just sees all of you and just kind of offers them up. She's like, oh, hello folks, I'm just wandering Hollowstone today, selling some of my cornflowers, wondering if anyone is interested.
They're
Oh, yeah.
beautiful. Yes,
Those
I'd
are
love to
gorgeous.
get one.
Always love to support a small business.
She gathers up like a bundle. There's like one for each of you and like a couple more at least, right? Just hands you each one. But Rain hands you the extras. Like there's one, maybe like you get like 3. And she says, I hope, and looking at you, Rain kind of like holds your hands for a beat as she's handing them over and kind of looks at you and says, I hope I arranged them all right. My eyes aren't what they used to be. She like looks at you.
They look beautiful. Thank you. And is there anything?
You're welcome, dear.
I'm trying to figure out, I guess.
Can I try to figure her
someone
out?
Yeah, whoa,
Absolutely.
Defo, something's
What's
happening.
going on with
Yes.
her?
Absolutely.
What's the deal?
What is happening?
What's the
I'd
deal
say-
with all these flowers?
Yeah, Rain, go ahead.
What's up?
Roll to figure someone out. Absolutely.
Absolutely, I will. Okay, that
with
is
charm.
yes. +0, but I got a really, really good roll. I actually got the maximum roll of 12.
Yeah.
Woo!
Just
I
when
was
you need
real
it.
scared. Just when I need it.
Mm-hmm.
Tasty.
Dice are coming in clutch.
Hell
Mhm.
yes.
Yeah. So you have 3 hold. So if you continue interacting, with this crow lady, you can spend those. I'll say you can even spend them retroactively since you've already been chatting with her a little bit, right?
I'd like to know what does she wish I do? Because it seems like there was some subtext to the arrangement of the cornflowers.
She was looking for a specific response to the last thing she said to you.
Okay.
When she said, my eyes aren't what they used to be, there was just like sort of a beat, like a little look. There was like the slightest nod to her head, like she was expecting you to say something specific.
Oh, I'm so scared. I'm so scared.
Mm-hmm.
Do I recognize her?
No, you do not. You've not seen this crow before.
Okay. Rain looks at her for a very long moment. Is there somewhere you would rather have this conversation?
Oh no! I mean, I'm I'm fine to speak freely wherever I go, dear. I don't know what you mean by that. I have my flowers. I can tell you where they're grown, I suppose. She's like almost giving kind of like a confused, like, etc.
Where are your flowers grown?
Oh well. I have a nice cottage here at the edge of Hollow Grove. I'm not in the walls, mind you, but close enough that I call it, I'll call it part of the clearing. I have my own gardens there, some covered, some not, but I tend the flower beds myself, and come to town to sell them to the travelers, the merchants, the youngsters looking to impress someone. Kind of says wistfully.
I am spending hold. What is she really feeling?
She's feeling not disappointed, but a little like she had a suspicion confirmed, I guess. So she feels like she's a little bit more relaxed than she was before. But also feeling like maybe they want to extend a helping hand.
Is this a social environment dependent on manners and etiquette?
I mean, you could say it's it is a tavern. There's definitely etiquette to dining out, right? You don't take your shoes off. You're not rude to the wait staff. You tip
Okay.
appropriately if you're in that kind of country. I'd say so.
I am going to use my well-mannered move.
Please do.
Because I'm going to try to get some extra holds for extra things.
Oh, look at you.
Let's see. All right, that is an 8 total with my cunning. So I get to hold 2.
Yeah.
I'm going to spend a hold to charm her.
Okay. Yeah, done.
Fantastic. Is there anything you need or want?
Well, dear me personally, I just want the sun to keep shining and the world to keep turning, and in the end, an end to the war, I suppose, if there's anything I truly want. But I may ask you the same question. Is there perhaps anything I could do for you?
Well, there's a lot I want, but I don't know if it's anything that you can help with. I don't know what I would do if there was an end to the war. I suppose I'd have a lot less to do. It's tough when a soldier is all you've been. But I do hope the sun keeps shining, and I hope that your flowers sell well. Is there something you wish to do for me?
She says yes, and just takes her hand again. Right? I just wish to tell you, think on what you've just said. You said you've only been a soldier, but I want you to think about how much more you could be. And as far as me not being able to do something for you, well, just remember, you have more friends out there, more allies than you realize. We all do. And she just, moves her hand away from yours.
Real quick, what is she really feeling? What's going on in that head of hers?
She's feeling hopeful.
Okay. That's all of my holds there. And I'm going to spend my last well-mannered hold to demonstrate my value. Because I want to show... I think that Rain really wants to show this random old woman that they have worth. Because that's sort of their vibe. They want everyone to think that they are cool and that they have value all the time. And if anyone thinks they don't have value, they will crumble to dust.
That's a mood.
That's understandable.
Okay, sorry, I'm looking at Demonstrate your value, mark prestige. The powerful denizens faction. Oh, you get to mark miss. Okay.
Yeah, the miss is for my initial roll, and then I can spend the. Yeah, I don't roll past that. It's just holds that I can do things with.
Okay, so this is probably. I mean, I think this is okay. I suppose. This is a short campaign after all and everything. This may be going to show my hand, but the faction you would be marking prestige with is the Corvid conspiracy.
Okay. Cool.
Interesting.
Cool. That was the main motivation of using that.
Well
All
done.
right.
You've, as you said, you've charmed and impressed this old flower seller.
If I wish to speak further with you, where can I find you?
As I said, my cottage on the edge of Hollowstone. As you leave the gates and head west, just ask anyone, any denizen you see, to point you in the direction of Whisper's house.
Whispers. Interesting name. I'm Rain.
Charmed, she says, and just bows her head to you.
Likewise.
She makes her way to the door, leaves an extra flower on the bar for Benny. And Rain, you notice after she's parted hands with you, she left a coin in your palm. It is like made of black metal, and imprinted on it is just a single raven's talon.
And does Rain recognize this coin?
No.
Fair enough.
You know more than Rain does. You know what I mean? At this point.
I know.
But
That's why
no.
I was specifically asking, because I didn't want to use out of character information in character if it was not information Rain would have.
Right. And I think that's where we're going to leave it for the evening. We'll pick up in the morning unless we start our next session and any of you have night activities you want to do. But thank you everyone for joining us here for a session of A Fistful of Value. I have been Miguel, the GM. I want to shout out my amazing players. You've been great. It's been a hoot, and I really hope everyone joins us next Tuesday. Is next Tuesday, right?
The week after.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Yeah. Join us next time. We're going to pick up our story.
Yes, so we will not be here next week, but we will be there the following Tuesday and then every Tuesday afterwards. Till the date that we agreed on, which I have forgotten.
So yeah, skipping a week, but then we're every Thursday until that. As I said, I've been Miguel. You can find me all over the internet, doing things, having fun. I just love TTRPGs in general, so this is what I love to do. Thank you to TTRPG for hosting this stream. Always have a blast here. And let's kick it over. We'll do the same order we did our intros in. Amanda, where can we find you? What do you do?
Hey everyone, I'm Amanda. You can find me everywhere at Pandacabra, especially more active on Twitter than most other places. I love TTRPGs. I love helping produce them. I produced tonight's stream as well. And I am very proud of myself, so I'm going to gloat a little bit. Excuse me. I designed the promo and the layouts for tonight's episode. So I'm like super proud of myself. Yay.
They look awesome.
Thank you.
You should be.
They look really cool.
Yes, again, my name's Amanda. I use she, her pronouns, and you can find me everywhere at Pandacabra. So yeah, I'm gonna hand it off. I handed it off to Elle, if I remember.
Yes, hi, I have been Elle. I will continue to be Elle after the stream. You can find me over at the Bardic Inspiration Network every other Monday and Wednesday. I will be playing other characters. So check me out over there if you want more Elle content. All of them are gay, all of them are queer, as is their right. And if you, for some reason, want to follow me on Twitter, which I will admit I do not use very often, it will be at Sapphic Soulful. And I'm going to pass it over. I think I passed it over to Cassidy.
Yes. Hi, I'm Cassidy. You can find me on Twitter at awkwardcassidy_. I haven't been up to much lately, but I sometimes do various games, lots of arts and crafts. I made a little hammer.
I love it so much.
Yeah, I had absolute blast. Love doing this, and I will pass it over to Jules.
I've been Jules. After this, I might not be. Guess we'll have to find out next time we play. I am everywhere at the username Ultra Cryptic. I do a lot of TTRPG playing and writing and editing, but mostly I do a lot of dice making. So if you ever want me to make some sexy dice for you, my handle for that is usually Cryptic Crow Dice, or you can just message me on my other accounts and I'll make some dice for you. Because who doesn't need more dice? That's my pitch.
Yep. Who doesn't need more dice? I'm just actually thinking about that, buying dice now. Thanks everyone again for joining us. Really hope you see you next time. Everybody stay awesome.